2-minute drills. I'm Aram, Tolegian, San Gabriel Valley Newspaper Group football writer, joined by the prep coordinator for the Los Angeles Newspaper Group, Fred J. Robledo. Freddie, what a way to start the season.
Oh, yeah.
I like this one. You have the last two champions in the Mid-Valley Division squaring off on Friday night at San Dimas High School. San Dimas hosting Monrovia, Freddie. Monrovia, which is now out of the Mid-Valley Division and into the Central Division. And boy, I just can't think of a better way to start the season.
Yeah, one of my favorite. It's become a rivalry game, obviously. This goes back a few years when they first, I don't know the exact year when they first played in the championship, and San Dimas beat them in that mud bowl at Citrus, not mud bowl, but that rainstorm at Citrus College. And they've gone on and on. You know, Monrovia's won 3 championships. San Dimas has won 2 championships, and I think that's in a 6-year span. Is that right, Steve? Just one team? One team in between?
These teams have combined to win the last 5 champions.
Right. So, but it's, you know, every year these preseason games, I think we've dubbed it as Monrovia being the big heavy favorite. Usually on paper, they were the favorite. You know, last year, San Dimas, before they went on to win their last 10 games to win the Mid-Valley Division, they started 0-4, and one of those losses was a 26-13 loss to Monrovia. I think they want to do better. Aram, would you say than 0-4 in their non-league this year? I mean, obviously, everyone knows when they get in the league and they get in the Mid-Valley Division, they're probably going to be one of the favorites. When you think of Coach Zernico and that wing tee offense that he runs, I mean, this thing is always, I mean, he does it so well, and it's a plug and place, and no matter who he puts in there, these guys seem to do well. And he's got Manny Elizalde back, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, Chris Rufus. And another game, Steve Ramirez called the home run hitter, Darius Chamberlain, who's going to be part of that. They got a new quarterback, Andy Avila. I just think it's going to be another great year at San Dimas. Traditional, slow starting team. I'd like to see them get out from the gate a lot better this year. And I think they're going to have a chance with Monrovia, in my opinion, not being what it was or what we're used to seeing.
Yeah, that's kind of been the whole discussion, Fred, on the blogs this summer is the perceived drop-off at Monrovia, or the evidence that's come out that there is no drop-off, that they're just as loaded as ever. You know, the Monrovia honks, and there's many of them, they believe that they're just as stacked as ever, just as athletic as ever, just as capable as ever. And then there are other people that say, hey, Scobie's gone, Potts is gone. You know, there's a new head coach, Ryan Maddox is gone. Right. That, you know, you're gonna need to, you know, kind of regroup and have some growing pains. If you saw them this summer, they are very athletic. They have, you know, a Bishop Amat transfer at quarterback and Asaf Zamora. They have some very nice receivers on the outside, Spencer and Bradley. Very, very nice players, Freddie. They have Cameron Johnson back, you know, running back. They do have quite a bit of talent. But still, I have question marks about this team. And a lot of these guys are not experienced. And they're not experienced in the new coach, Chris Stevens' offense, which is a very high-powered offense traditionally. He does a lot of things. You know, they should be able to score a lot of points. I mean, that's kind of what happened when he was at Ontario Christian, Freddie. This guy knows what he's doing. But like San Dimas, they have some new guys in new places. So I think the question going into this game is, who do you think can make the replacements thrive earlier, better in this game? You know, San Dimas with their new QBs and running backs, or Monrovia with their new QB and receivers?
Well, here's the thing for me. You know, San Dimas, you know, they play Bonita every year, and I think Bonita's gotten them the last 2 years. They're a coaching staff who's used to playing Zernico in that game, is used to planning for that kind of offense.
Right.
Ryan Maddox kind of got used to it over the years. I mean, they would play in championships in the regular season, and you see it enough times, you learn how to game plan against it. This is a new coach who's not used to this, and Zernico's been at this a while. I just think, as athletic as they are, they're going to have a tough time stopping this offense for the very first time. And I don't know how complicated his offense is going to be, how much they're going to try to do, but if I'm Monrovia on offense, I really try to keep it simple and just see if you can run the ball, move the boxes. If you're bigger, if you're stronger, if you have more athletes, that to me has always been the easiest way to win a football game exactly in week 1. So I think Monrovia's got to try to not do too much on offense, maybe keep it simple. But at the end of the day, I think this coaching staff, his new coaching staff, not having coached a lot against Coach Zernico in the wing T, and this being a new team that you haven't really had a chance to game plan for or see on tape. I think big advantage San Dimas.
See, he still has a lot of guys on the Monrovia staff, though,
sure.
that are back, and they are obviously have been a part of that, playing San Dimas every year. So I still think there's quite a bit of experience coaching wise. Defensive players wise, I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure there's a lot of guys back that have been in against this. Mm-hmm. And I talked to Coach Stevens about exactly what you said, and he said, hey, a wing T is a big part of what I do on offense. It's not all of it. It's kind of a really funky hybrid offense that can do a lot of things. He says, I've known the wing T for the last 20 years. Not going to see anything I'm not used to on Friday night from them. So they're confident, Freddie, that they can stop it. That they can stop it.
Okay.
But you hit on something, though. What do you think is easier to get out there and run? The wing T or a wing T hybrid with a bunch of passing and quick hitters and all that stuff? And I think San Dimas may be in its comfort zone more than Monrovia in this game. See, the other aspect is, and I keep saying this, and I think this is why San Dimas has given Monrovia trouble in years past. When you go up against the wing Z, it's like money, Fred. It makes you do things you don't want to do. And I don't think that, the modern day high school football player wants to play disciplined, follow the ball football, get up and hit, get cut at the line of scrimmage by linemen who are getting lower than you. You know what these guys want to do? They want to get out and play pass defense. They want to rush the hell out of the quarterback, and they want to let their athleticism shine. And I think San Dimas plays into the heart of what Monrovia's actual players want to be doing, and they won't have to do this really the rest of the year, unless they face another wing team. And when do you see them? Not very often. I just think San Dimas, we saw them out there when we got dunked by the Ice Bucket Challenge. Their overall talent level is fantastic. They have a lot of guys back on defense, Freddie.
Right.
I think they are athletic enough on the outside, and I think San Dimas is going to win this game. I just trust them more at this point. I think Monrovia, and these could be famous last words, might be a little hyped up over the passing circuit. They might be a little too hyped in the minds of many over seeing very nice athletic receivers catch deep balls and run by guys. That's nice, but that's not the total game of football. No. So I got San Dimas.
And what you do in the summer is, we've seen it before. Certainly that doesn't always translate to your first football game. Hey, look, I just like San Dimas, and I'm not sold on Monrovia yet. These last 5 or 6 years, we've seen super guys. Some of these guys who've gone on and played D1. You got Scobie at Fresno State right now. Ellis McCarthy. I mean, I'm going to have to see first, because they've always had not just those guys, but other athletes beyond them, and they still struggled a lot of times against San Dimas. Those are usually close games.
Right.
I just feel like this year they're going to miss some of those guys more than ever. Now maybe someone's going to come out and shock us and be great. I don't know, but I think in a game like this, first time facing Coach Zernico. You want to come out and say, coaches, I've seen this before. It's something I haven't seen. Go ahead and say it. I'm saying San Dimas is going to win this game.
Right. Okay. That's weird, man. We both agree here. I don't know. The only caveat I would say for Monrovia, a fast start somehow. They get the ball to their receivers. They break, a tackle or two, and somehow race out to a 14-0 lead. Put San Dimas' offense in a position they don't want to be, because they're not good playing from behind. That's possible that Monrovia could jump on them like that. But if Monrovia doesn't jump on them, Fred, this game's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a good game back and forth. I just trust San Dimas' defense more than anything. You trust San Dimas more here. We both have San Dimas, so that probably means good things for the Wildcats. But at any rate, this is the game of the week. Freddie will be out there.
Be there Friday night.
My cousin will be out there.
Yeah, San Dimas is going to be a great place to be this week. I mean, not only you got that game Friday, you got the Northview Rosemead game at San Dimas on Thursday, and you got South Hills and Covina on Saturday night. In case anyone doesn't know, those home games, Covina District Field is shut down. It's under renovation. Yeah. Northview, Covina, home games at San Dimas, South Hills, at Walnut this year. But, what a great opening weekend. Yeah. Go to San Dimas Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You're going to have a good time.
Yeah, that's true. Big games all around. Okay, everybody. We don't need to tell you to get out there and enjoy it, but please do so. Both these teams deserve your support, as do all the rest. And we'll be back to talk about it after the games late Friday night.